Chapter 1. "Justin, your brother is on the phone. He wants to talk to you." He tried not to flinch at the excitement in his dad's voice. There was a part of Justin that was thrilled. The majority of him was thrilled, actually. He had siblings, something he'd always wanted. But things were still awkward, and that was putting it lightly. There had been a week or so that he'd worried about how everything would go. Joy and his dad finally came clean about Larry being back. Shannon had been immediately accepting when she discovered she had a brother and that their dad had returned. Landon, well, things hadn't gone quite as smoothly with him. Justin understood it. Landon's whole world had changed, but Justin's had too. Everyone's reality was altered, and they all had to figure out how to deal with it. He and Landon were okay now. Landon accepted him, but the family dynamics were a work in progress for all of them. They were all fumbling their way through this as best as they could, but their father wanted it all, right now. Justin understood his reasoning, but that didn't mean he was always comfortable. But Larry didn't know exactly how much longer he had left, so yeah, he was ready for the one big happy family thing. But for Justin, sometimes just hearing the words, "your brother," was strange for him. He walked over to his dad and took the cell phone from his bony hand, the familiar hum of his oxygen tank in the background. He'd lost so much fucking weight. He wasn't the same man Justin grew up admiring. They'd just finished a round of chemo, which meant they would have a short break before the next one started. The goal right now was to give him time, to slow the growth of his lung cancer. It hadn't responded to previous sessions. They'd caught it late, Larry's own stubbornness having kept him from ignoring signs that something was wrong. Now, slowing it was their only option. "Thanks, old man." He winked and got a smile, one that Justin couldn't bring himself to return. His father had more wrinkles now than he used to. He looked as though he'd aged 20 years since the initial diagnosis. It hurt to look at him, so Justin let his eyes dart away, put the phone to his ear, and said, "Hello?" He was talking to his brother. He had a brother. It still took some getting used to. He knew Landon felt the same. It was only a week ago that Landon and his partner, Rod, had come over to the small house that Justin and his dad rented, so Landon could have his first real conversation with their father. That 1 week had felt like 100 years, yet just an hour at the same time. "How's he doing today?" Landon asked as Justin made his way outside to sit on the wood porch that was so small he wasn't sure it could be considered a porch at all. "He's okay. Spent most of the morning vomiting. He's watching a ridiculous reality show now." "Reality TV? You didn't tell me he had bad taste." Landon joked, and it helped loosen some of the tightness in Justin's chest. He wanted a relationship with this side of his family, wanted it so much he felt guilt over it sometimes. He was stuck between wondering if he had a place with them and determination to demand one. It didn't help that it sometimes made him feel like he was leaving his mother out in the cold. We all have our flaws. His is shitty television. When we know each other a little better, I'll share some of mine. I'm not sure if we have enough time today." Landon laughed, and damned if it didn't sound a whole hell of a lot like their dad. "You and me both," he said. "I only have a minute. It's my first day back at work after getting my cast off, but I just wanted to give you a heads up. Shannon wants to have a big party for Dad's birthday next week. I know it's last minute, but..." She's making up for lost time. He's dying. There are so many ways that Landon could end his sentence, and they were all shitty as hell. "Yeah, I get it. As long as he's physically up for it, we'll be there. My question is, who else will be?" He didn't mean to sound like a dickhead, but who did their dad know? Fortunately, Landon laughed. "No shit, that's what I told her. Basically people who don't know him except for you, me, her, and Mom. My mom," he corrected, and the awkwardness found its way into the conversation again. Justin's mom was still in North Carolina, where he'd grown up. "I'm inviting Nick and Bryce. They're friends of ours. Bryce is the guy I work with at the shop." "Yeah, okay." Justin knew that. Their dad talked a lot about Landon's work at the shop. The two men shared their love of motorcycles. Justin enjoyed them too, but not with the same passion that Landon and their dad felt. "Shannon is inviting friends of hers, and I think Jacob's parents will be there. That's Shannon's husband. It's gonna be weird as fuck." It would be, but what in his life wasn't weird anymore? "Okay, sounds good. Thanks for letting me know. We'll be there." They were silent for a moment because really, what did they have to say? They still didn't know one another all that well. The weather was a ridiculous thing to bring up. The man inside the house was too painful. Justin was at a loss.